Let's move on now to Team Yellow, and they happen to be the tech analysts. So we have a special style of presentation that we're going to experience over here, all this coming. All right, here they come. Tech analysts. Please get to lead.
I'm Nanama.
I'm Edwina.
I'm Nancy.
I'm Benua, and we are tech analysts.
Edwina, how's your journey when you're coming here this morning?
My journey was nothing to write home about. I mean, the traffic was terrible. And I came quite early, but I came to meet Auntie Sarah. Auntie Sarah, I'm sure you left home very early to meet the traffic in town. I mean, I'm tempted to side with the guy in the viral video who said during December, even trees, animals, and oceans become human beings and join us here in Accra to shop for Christmas. This keeps happening every year, and it's serious. The traffic situation was terrible.
You know, I'm also tempted to side with you on this because it's not about just the traffic, but then the human traffic is just overburdened. Like, I mean, people everywhere. Why? But then, well, we have data to prove that these people, this human traffic, the actual traffic, is not just trees, spirits as you are seeing, but there's actual human beings here who are causing all of this. Okay, so after the recent 2021 census population, it was revealed that Ghana had an increase in their population size, which I mean is something that we all expected. But then, after further investigations and analysis, we realized that one region that was causing this major increase in size in population of Ghana was Accra. And then, I mean, everyone knows that, well, Accra, the world famous Accra, is not a surprise that they are topping in the increase in size. But then we were wondering, what is causing this increase in size in the population of Accra? And there are many reasons, the well-known reasons such as high birth rates, low death rates, and all of that. But then the key driver in this situation was migration. In our further analysis, we realized that 1 out of 3 people who move into Ghana and also within Ghana find themselves in Accra. And if you ask me, I'd say that's overwhelming. I mean, why so many people here? What are they doing? But then someone will also ask, well, Accra has the smallest land size, and it's like Accra is very small. So if all these people are moving into Accra, where are they? Where are they living? How are they being housed and all of that? So today, in our discussion, we are going to let you know about the overpopulation and housing deficit in Accra, the causes, threats, and solutions. And we'll also urge you all that as we present, you also help us in one way or the other, come up with solutions in your way that you think can help curb this situation. Thank you.
So, once again, like Nanama rightly said, we gathered from the very current population and housing census that Ghana's population increased as much expected by approximately 6 million people. And not so surprisingly, Greater Accra region was the highest region that experienced the change in population. So let's look at the data. From this graph, we see that Greater Accra region recorded the highest in population change with a whopping amount of 1.4 million people. Northern region being the second highest, increased by not even half of Greater Accra region. This is interesting, isn't it? Very interesting and alarming at the same time. From this graph, we see that the total population of Ghana, 18% of the population of Ghana currently reside in the Greater Accra region. That is what we see from this circle. So like Nanama said, this has come about due to many factors like high birth rate, low death rate, just to name a few. But But our attention or our concentration this morning is on migration. So we delved deep into the issues of migration, and this is what we gathered. Let's look at the data again. So from the top, sorry I don't have a pointer, but you see migration into Ghana. We have about 1.5 million people migrating into Greater Accra region. A whopping 1.5 million people. From here we see, back to the dashboard please. From this side, we see that of course Greater Accra is leading with the total migrants, and none of the regions even compares to the amount or the rate at which people are moving to Greater Accra region. From here we see that out of the whole migration inflows, out of the 100%, 34% people are migrating into Greater Accra region. All these tell us that yes, people are leaving other regions into Greater Accra region, and we've established the fact that they are here. They are here, of course we can't sack them. So Nancy, what are the implications of this?
Thank you. We have a chart over here. We can see the Greater Accra region. We can see the top bar is for the whole country. So over here we can see that, I don't know if you can see the figures, but the Greater Accra region has a population density of 1,678 people per square kilometer. This means that approximately 1,700 people live on each square kilometer of land on the Greater Accra region. We can see from the Ghana map here, this Ghana map is showing the population densities of all the regions. So obviously Accra has the highest population density. And we can also see from how deep the color is that its figure is very, very large. And the thing is that Accra's population density is 1,000, right? Okay, we've established that fact. But then when you move to other countries around the world, we have so many cities with large population densities. We have cities with places that have over 20,000. We have some that have over 30,000. So why should managing our 1,000 be a problem? We already know that in the Greater Accra region, we don't really have good infrastructure. So this is really putting pressure on our facilities. Our housing facilities, for instance, because of the number of people we have in the Greater Accra region, the infrastructure there cannot support us, so there's pressure on the housing facilities, and this is causing problems. We have the housing deficit problem, for instance, which is our main issue for today. This chart is showing the housing deficit problem that is in the Greater Accra region. So we have, when we talk about housing deficits, we are just comparing the number of residences, and we are comparing the number of household units. And when I say household units, I'm talking about the number of people who live in a residence. We could have one person living in a residence, we could have two, we could have a family. It depends on the situation. So that is for our figure here. And then this figure is representing the actual residences that we have in Accra. And we can see that when you subtract this from this, we are getting this for only Greater Accra region. That means that the Greater Accra region has a housing deficit of over 500,000. And the whole of Ghana has one of over 2 million. So that means that Accra alone is bearing a quarter of the whole country's housing deficit, which is definitely a problem. Benua, please how can we solve this problem?
Yes. So in an ideal world, every household would have a residence. But we've already established that this is not the case. And remember, as Nancy said, in Accra, there are 554,000 household units who do not have a residence. And with an average household size of 3.2, this translates to about 1.7 million Ghanaians who do not have a place to reside in Accra. And obviously, this implies we need to build more houses. But not just houses, affordable houses. Many of us might be aware of the various affordable housing schemes set up by different governments over the years. Oh, yes, I meant affordable. And air quotes because really and truly, they weren't affordable to the people who are in need of them. We keep seeing many expensive estates being set up in Accra. And that's good, luxury is good. If you can afford it, it's great. But the real estate systems in Ghana should also consider setting up communities which consist of buildings that are more conventional and functional. Yes. So we've also established that the land size of Accra, so this is Accra, we've established that it's not very big. And it's probably not going to expand. So what can we do? We suggest that we invest more in high-rise buildings, so that we have longer instead of wider buildings, which can house a lot more people while using considerably less space. Now, after saying this, many of us might be thinking, well, this is government's job. Government should be doing this. And that's true. But we'd also like to present the idea that even the average landlord that goes beyond government. Even the average landlord can partake in making this a better situation. Simply by, for example, simply by going with the regulation that says that rent advances should only be up to 6 months, and if this proves too much of an inconvenience, it could be for a year's advance. Instead of the 2 years that many landlords charge their tenants, which proves a bit of a big hurdle for them to overcome. Yes. So, in conclusion, we'd like to say that we should look beyond government, and as we wade through traffic to get back to wherever it is we are going to be, we may also think of the little ways in which we can help make this a better situation.
Okay, so landlords in the house. Do we have any landlords in the house?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I just want you to know that be careful because the tech cameras are coming for you. They are definitely coming for you. Congratulations and a round of applause to the men. Tech cameras. How are you guys feeling? You're feeling great. The persons are coming on. They are coming. So our judges will take over from here. I'm sure 1 or 2 questions will come from you.
Congratulations. I enjoyed the presentation. I liked the confidence, how you interacted even with your audience. I like that. I was curious. I've heard, at least throughout the other 2 presentations, Accra being choked, Highlands, Accra is the most populous, obviously from the data. But I'm wondering, where are the people coming from? So which region, did we see a corresponding decline in a particular region? Like which region is losing its members, its people to Accra? And what do you think might be the reason behind that? And yes, you talked about coming here in traffic and everything, but I was also wondering, I haven't really heard anything about, just thinking about our transportation system, because one of the implications of everybody moving to Accra being choked is the traffic situation, pollution and all that. So have you thought around solutions around even how transportation is handled? We are all on board. You have households, one household has about 4 or 3 vehicles. This, I don't have any data back in it. This is just an example. Let's say a household has about 3 vehicles. They're all coming to Accra. They all move to Accra. Have you thought about it? Is there a possibility to explore Is there a possibility to explore other means of transportation that you think will reduce? Because as it stands, Accra is choked, yes, but we are in it. How do we how do we make use of the current, how do we make good on the current situation as it stands? And then, yes, and then the 1.6 people here under your housing deficit, do they include the people living in containers? Do they include people living in slums? So are we saying that those people are fine, so we should only focus on the 554,000 people? And, yeah.
About the transportation, the traffic issue. The government, let me see, hinted us somewhere last year that they would like to reactivate the train, yes, the sky train. I was very excited about that information, but it looks like it's not coming into being because we've not heard anything about that. Yes, so I suggest, or I think that that would have been a very good option because there's no traffic in the air. It's just there's no traffic in the air, so it would have really helped the traffic situation currently.
Before you continue with the next question, let me engage you a bit on the don't you think best then falls out to the egos of the population?
Please come again.
I'm saying that don't you think that problem you are unable to solve the bit of the traffic problem because of the egos of the population?
The egos.
The egos.
You own a car, you want to drive on the street for everybody to see that you own a car. If you are asked to bring it, will you do that? No, I'm asking you. That's the problem we are faced with. Everybody wants to drive on the streets, roll down a bit, sometimes show off, cross your hands, and let people. No, it's something. See, I said something earlier when we were talking about this Ghana country. We go out there, we see things happening in other countries. We are so enthused about it, and we are so thrilled. We come talking about it, making a Ghana. They join buses at regular times, and they have their cards. This same Ghana card thing we are talking about could be used to do almost some of these things. But we don't want it. I want to drive my luxurious car to show the people walking on the street that I have that car. I don't want to join the bus. You see, so I always ask myself, with information that sometimes, when you read data like this, you ask yourself that, are we ready even for the things that will make us better? I'm only sharing some general ideas. Sometimes when you have information like this, like my brother said, it was running through his mind that this Ghana card thing, things that we could do with it, are we really ready for it? Are we really exploring those things? But yes, we make the most noise and do comparisons. The people who are there ready to drop their cars and join the bus, are we ready? No. Yet we want to the development that we're doing. Continue with your second.
I actually agree with you on what you said because in a traffic you can find many individual people in their cars and like 5 cars and that's causing the traffic. Meanwhile, these 5 people, they all could be in one bus and that would just make one car in just one street and then that would reduce that traffic. But then, well, in Ghana, as she said, everyone wants to show off. So maybe improving the public transportation also could be a way for them to not necessarily ditch their individual cars, but then also think about joining the public transport because that will help them. Again, with the migration, it wasn't only with the regions within Ghana. We also considered people coming from outside. So outside Africa, ECOWAS, the African countries, we considered those people as well as part of the migration and moving into Accra. And also look at it back.
You asked of the numbers, the reduction from the other places when they are coming.
Yeah, we'd like to see a breakdown of that.
Were you able to put that together? Do you get a question now?
Yes.
And this very question we are asking this group, almost every one of the 2 presenters made mention of the Accra being choked,
yeah,
with an emphasis.
yeah.
But then we couldn't see clearly any of them telling us that 50% of the population that have made Accra choked are coming from outside Ghana.
Thank you.
30% is coming from Upper West,
Upper West.
20% from Ashanti
Ashanti
region.
region.
And I'm very sure those informations were in the population. So these are key information. When we are, I said in one of the presentations, when we are emphasizing on something, let there be information that backs your information to prove your point. It's the selling point for you.
Thank you. Our actual data, we had all the people who were moving from the various places. But But then on the dashboard, we realized that if we should do that, it will make the dashboard really cumbersome. So we decided to just group them into Accra versus the other countries to make it a bit simplified.
So can you tell me, since you looked at the numbers, you told me, so since you analyzed it, just if you can just let us know briefly where the numbers were coming from.
Okay.
Where the numbers were coming from.
Into Accra, like
Oh,
the, I would say, top 50.
I guess it looks like all of us the schedule. It looks like the first group, right?
Yeah, we showed
They
it.
had that breakdown.
Yeah, we showed that.
Maybe it was something that all of us had.
Yeah.
Maybe as we move along, certain things come So we're still on. We're not done. So that will go to give you some maths anyway. So that's it. I mean, yeah, you are before a panel presenting an information, and the person is thrown that. One good thing about presentation is that there are some information that has to be in the skull. Did you get what I said? There are some information that has to be in the skull. Even if you don't have the exact, you can give me some range. You don't ask me to wait and come and present the raw data to me and start telling me. Even here, it is not being shown. I'm not seeing the percentage that is coming from the revenue to Accra. And we have other series of meetings that I need to. I'm not going to sit for you to do all those things and show it to me. We are learning skill, making the best of the time. Some instances, we are given 5 minutes to win a multi-million contract. 5 minutes. And it's how, like I said, you buttress your selling point with facts, and the contract is signed. Lessons, you don't have the time to show it. If they want it, they tell you, okay, send me your raw data, I'll look at it. But as we sit now, give me your selling. So these are some of the things that we come to learn when we have data in front of us. And I remember at my early stages when I joined finance, one cardinal thing when we got to keyboard that my very good master and friend, Bernard, told me. We want a click of a button. You can tell the person what you want the person to know, to be able to get the information. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. My comments really are that I thought the visuals were very strong. I like the visuals. The way you put the colors together, the layout I think was nice and good. It was engaging. Like Robert said, and also Sarah said, where I think I would have liked to have seen more would have been in, I guess what they term drill down. I would have liked you to maybe hone in on a particular problem, you know, that all of it, because what you're reporting is as it is, and I think that's been the general flow of presentations today. It's reporting as is, you know, looking in your rear view mirror and driving your car. You're telling me what's going on back then. So what? It's happened 10 years ago, since 2010 to 2021. You know, when does this actually happen? Did it all happen just before COVID? I don't know. Or has it happened progressively over, you know, from 2010, 2012? What has been the shift? What kind of things are causing this to happen? You know, to get to some kind of understanding of the data. Yes, it's great reporting the data, but as somebody wanting to do proper analytics on data, the question why has to come into it. Why are these trends occurring? You know, could it be that, just quickly looking at the numbers there, in terms of the migration of people into Accra, it looks like the majority of people who are coming to Accra are from the eastern region. Why? Is there something happening there that we should know about? Is the water not clean? I don't know. What's happening in the eastern region? So, for this, it would have been nice to even go down 1, 2, 3 layers and even give us some kind of examples as to what might be happening to cause this to happen. So, generally, that's my comment as to where I feel the line of presentations have been. Don't get me wrong, I think they've been excellent. But taking it a step forward would have been very interesting, and maybe that would be something you can consider going forward.
Take numbers.
Just to add to that, and this is just to everybody, whatever you present as yourself, and so what? That and so what question should be at the end. Yes, I have this data, and so what? Then you trickle down as he said, and then give us the other layers or the reasons behind what you see or why you think we're trying to exist.
Thank you very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, take our best. Hold on. Why are you so quick to go? All right, this is proudly brought to you by Finance Skills Hub and then also Think Thrice. They are the reason behind the graduation that's happening right here. And we are grateful to them for making sure that this wonderful and talented ladies and young ladies will get their vision right and also make sure that we have trains running all over in Accra, and I'm sure that it will go into some of the regions. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you. We will now